Okay, so let's look at one of these tables. I'm going to go through this and show you what we do, and then we'll do one together. Okay, so having an exponential, I first got to see, okay, I'm getting to a really large number. So really large number, automatically my mind goes to exponential. From linear, quadratic, exponential, really large number, okay, it might be exponential. I'm going to do a quick check in my head and say, okay, 2 times 4 is 8 times 4. Okay, it's kind of common. So now I'm going to write my equation after I figured it was exponential. So the first thing I want to ask myself is the data increasing or decreasing? I'm looking at the y values. These y values are going up. So this is increasing. And because it is increasing, I know that it is exponential growth. I know it's exponential growth because my values are increasing. It's the first question I ask myself. The next question I ask myself is, what is being multiplied or divided? So I'm looking at the change between the y values. Just like I was looking for slope, change of y divided by change of x, I'm looking at the change of the y values. The x's are changing by 1, so that's not going to affect the outcome here. So I look and I say, from 2 to 8, I have to multiply by 4. 8 times 4 is 32, and 32 times 4 is 128. Always look at the easy numbers. You know 2 to 8, you know 8 to 32. Look at the easy numbers. Don't worry about fractions when you've got those, or really big, large numbers. Go for the easier numbers. That's how I do stuff in my head whenever I go around and look at y'all's. Okay, so that is what's being multiplied or divided. So what's being multiplied here is 4. The next question I need to ask myself is, what is the value of y when x is 0? Luckily, this table has x is 0 for me. Away from that, if I don't have x is 0 on my table, what would I need to do?
You need to do that. M, X.
No.
X.
Without your calculator, what would you do?
Oh.
If you don't have 0 on your table, what would you do?
Just like go down.
Yeah, extend the pattern. Okay, either up or down, depending where you needed to go. Are you at -1 and need to go to 0? You would go up. If you were at 1 and needed to go to 0, you would go down. So extend that table. But here, coming back, what is the value of y when x is 0? Luckily, 0 is on our table. So when x is 0, y is 2. So this would be 2. So the value of y when x is 0 is 2. Now, I have everything I need. It says, how are these values used to write the equation? Your equation, you need to get used to writing this equation, is y equals a times b to the x power. So, what is being multiplied or divided? That is what we call our growth factor. Our growth factor in this problem is represented by b. Okay, our growth factor is represented by b, so that's going to be 4. Our initial value is a. So where did I start when x was 0? I found that that was 2. So now my equation, substituting in, I have y equals 2 times 4 to the x. So I know that every time I'm multiplying by 4. So if it was 4 cubed, 4 to the 4th, 4 to the 5th, that's where that exponent needs to be with whatever number you were multiplying by. And then where did you start with? Okay? So that's how you can't get those confused, because I know it can be confusing because the y-intercept, your starting point for linear was y equals mx plus b. It was b. But in this case, the b is the growth factor. So think about whatever the exponent is with, that's how you're growing or decreasing. Okay, questions? Okay, let's go through one together. Oh, well, let's go through our questions. So what was the first question I asked myself?
Is the data increasing or decreasing?
Is the data